I know the difference between a lawyer and attorney. A lot of people don't. Do you really want to explain the difference between a lawyer and attorney?
Well, I think people sometimes use lawyer when they talk about litigators.
Hmm.
Attorneys are people who just practice, help people with legal problems. Like I say, I started out as a litigator myself. Um, I think that in real estate law, any commercial law, we learn to think paranoidically. We lawyers do. We worry about the worst case scenario.
Hmm.
So when we're drafting commercial contracts and commercial agreements, a big piece of what we put in the agreements is what happens when things go wrong. And that's the one thing that people don't understand about commercial lawyers, transactional lawyers. Very little of a document is about what happens when everything goes right.
Yes.
In fact, if everything's going right, you can probably do most commercial transactions without any documentation at all. But when things go wrong, then people have disagreements about what the deal was. And there's a line from a song: "When money gets funny, people get funny," and uh, and that's why you create commercial contracts, right? So that there's agreements in advance about what you're going to do if things go wrong, and that's probably, like I say, at least three-quarters of what's in any commercial contract. And the other piece of it that I think a lot of people don't understand is that, like I mentioned, when you're doing a real estate transaction, if it involves investors and if it involves borrowers, there's a number of different disciplines that come into play. There's securities law, there's real estate law, there's corporate law. You have to know how they interrelate. So probably the biggest piece of what a person like me does is organize information.
Hmm.
And that's really, I think that's the one thing people don't understand, is that our biggest job is to organize information so that we can figure out how it fits into that puzzle.